But with all the new meat on Potato Station 4, I figure it'd be a nice thing to bring 10 more tips for you noobs and not so noobs out there collecting space waste for profit as your second job. Remember to check out the first video if you have the need for more knowledge. But for now, let's get into this. Tip number 1. As I mentioned recently, PS4 version came out for the game, and you know what's the best thing I can do for my console sistren? Make them wish they had a PC, cause PC Buster Race, woo! But on serious note though, for those of us using glorious battle stations, we get more buttons to use. And so if you're like me and you use keyboard, try setting up hotkeys for function keys, otherwise known as the FKeys. I personally have 50 and 75% throttle keys mapped there, as well as joystick switch, and I think a couple of fighter commands as well. Still, you can map chaff, shield cells, heat sinks and other things, which I do recommend, unless you have 20 button mouse like me, and then you can go completely wild. Tip number 2. Speaking of throttling something long and hard into something soft and squishy, I recommend mapping at the very least 75% throttle to something, because in Supercruise, if you use this amount, you'll never miss the target, aside from planetary stuff. Seriously, this little tip was suggested to me a while back, and after trying it, I no longer have to guess what speed or throttle amount I have to go to get to station or signal source the fastest. Of course, if you're more than 7 seconds away from your target, using full throttle probably would be the best idea. Tip number 3. Next we have a little interesting fact about Supercruise and the way FSD works. Whenever you jump to Supercruise from normal state, it takes less charging time than jumping to another system. But you will be affected by surrounding ship mass lock factors, so if you get ganked or whatever doing a high wake, that is jumping to another system, won't be affected time-wise. And if you can survive for the charge time, you'll probably survive. Tip number 4. The Rnjesus can be a complete dildo sometimes, and whenever you go bounty hunting, there can be times when either no ship spawns or only small ones appear, instead of bigger ones. In this case, typical thing we all do is refresh the instance. Some people log out and in, others jump to Supercruise and back, but my friend showed me the quickest way to do so. So what you'll be doing is intentionally crashing your ship. Oh, sort of. First, get out of the mass lock area of the site, and then, instead of aiming in the free space, turn back and aim at the site, and charge your FSD. Once you jump to Supercruise, you'll instantly collide with the ring and drop in the same place, while at the same time, instance will be refreshed. Yes, you'll lose a % of your hull, but with repair limpens, there's no longer an issue. Tip number 5. Here's a quick one. Key combo to toggle HUD on and off is Ctrl-Alt-G, combo for FPS is Ctrl-Alt-F, and combo for bandwidth data is Ctrl-Alt-B. With this one in particular, you can detect if there are more players in your instance, by the way. Tip number 6. If you enjoy using SRV or really any other vehicle as well, there's a chance you've encountered this annoying moment when you start looking around and side panel comes up, disabling most of the controls for the vehicle. Well, these side panels can be actually disabled when you look around in options. At least for me, that was a good improvement. And remember, they are still active if you press correct buttons. Tip number 7. While digging for some interesting tips, I stumbled upon the blocking option for the friend list. Now, not many know that additionally blocking will also prevent the blocked person to appear in your instances as well. But remember, you can block a person while having him or her in your friend list. In that case, it won't work. So if you get annoyed by bio-waste spewing players or gankers or whoever else there is, I suppose you can just simply block them and you won't ever see them again in your instance. Tip number 8. Okay, so let's say you picked the salvage mission and got to the target system, but due to your short memory or complete lack of competence, you forgot to pack the discovery scanner and now all you see is just the main star and not much else. Well, not always, but there's a solution for this, and its name is Nav Bacon. Yes, get your eggs ready too and let's cook some nice breakfast. Seriously though, if you go to the Nav Bacon and scan it, it'll reveal the full info of the system, as well as reveal the mission objectives if there are any. That's simple. Now that I think about it, I want some bacon. Tip number 9. Now here's a fun little tip for you combat pilots. Most of us tend to use Gimbal Weapons, and whenever our enemy launches chaff, it ruins our targeting. And so, we wait it out. Now, what most savvy pilots do in this situation is to untarget the enemy and just shoot it with Gimbal Weapons acting like fixed weapons. Yeah, it requires targeting, but hey, what else you have to do in this situation, really? Wait? Nah, screw that. Tip number 10. And finally, as my last tip I got for you is about outfitting. By now you must know that stations more or less vary on what they sell or buy, and that includes outfitting as well. So if you want to have the best chance of equipping everything you want on the ship, it's highly recommended to visit a high-tech station. These stations offer the biggest selection of components in general. So there you go, hopefully you learned something that you did not know before. In any case, this is the second video, so feel free to check out the first one, and also feel free to spread the knowledge. But that aside, I'll be seeing you floating about, be you a peasant or a member of the glorious master race.